it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. And I just gotta come straight out with it at the very, very start. I'm gonna wait for the minute to pass first, so that we don't get demonetized, because I'm not going to get I'm not going to exactly be too complimentary towards that referee today. Aston Villa, in my view, won this game late on with a Morgan Rogers goal. The fact that the referee has disallowed that, or the fact that VAR have seen that was not fit to allow that goal to stand, is an absolute fucking shambles. That is not a foul on the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper comes, throws himself at it. Diego Carlos is more than entitled to go up for that ball, and Morgan Rogers puts the ball in the back of the net. Referee was a joke shop all day. A lot of yellow cards given that were not warranted. Well, I won't say they weren't warranted yellow cards. They were he was quick to go with yellow cards, but to disallow that goal in the top level of European football, club football, is a fucking show. It's an absolute joke. And I'm going to bring Paddy in here, because that, like, I'm incredulous with regards to that, Paddy. Paddy, that is a nonsense, an absolute nonsense of the highest order to disallow that goal. What are we doing here? What are we doing with officiating in world football at this moment in time? That is a nonsense.
Neil, the one thing I'll say to you is, how many times they tell you we don't want to re-referee the game? You have to re-referee the game when the fucking referee can't referee the game. End of story. What actual fuck are we watching, right? There's people in that stadium that paid multiples of hundreds of pounds to watch a fucking idiot who can't play football, so decides to pick up a fucking whistle, take center stage. This is the fucking pinnacle of fucking European football, and that's the best that Spain can send to referee a match. He fucked the atmosphere from the start. He gave them absolutely everything. He gave us 3 yellow cards for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a fucking dirty foul in it. Embarrassed himself into booking the Italian fella at the end of the first half. Then fucking set up a wall 6 yards away from the free kick. The whole thing fucking stinks. Stinks. And that's the very reason I never watch Champions League football unless I've got skin in the game. Because it fucking stinks. And it stinks by the people at the top that send these fucking losers to ruin a game for everybody. And that's exactly what he did from the start. This game didn't start in the 89th minute or 93rd minute. And can somebody tell me why, when a fucking decision like that is going to decide a game, does the referee not go and look at the camera? I'll tell you why. Because it's rotten to the fucking core. That's why. Rotten to the core.
I'm just watching it here again. And there's no way in the wide earthly world that VAR got involved. You cannot convince me that VAR got involved in that. The referee, I'm just looking at it here. They just showed it on TV there, that when the goal goes in, the referee points back to the spot, to the center circle. Goalkeeper stays down forever. There's no conversation with regards to what needs to happen, and then next thing, all of a sudden, the goal is disallowed.
The referee gave the goal. There was no indication of VAR in the stadium. Even the commentators said it. There was no talk of VAR in the stadium. And they've just fucked it. Fucked it for everybody. So there you go. That's what we waited 41 years for. 41 fucking long years waiting to eat at the top table to have our money fucking taken away from us by pricks with whistles. It's a fucking joke.
I was saying there, the referee points like this back towards the centre circle. Was he giving a foul initially? Whether he is or whether he isn't, if he blows for a foul before the ball goes in, he's still wrong regardless of what happens. But
he didn't blow his whistle anyway.
involved? Like, why doesn't VAR get involved in an instance like that? Did he blow before the goal? Did he blow after the goal? Like, there's like, once again, my cup referees let them tell us what's after happening there, because nobody knows. Nobody knows where VAR involved. Nobody knows did he give the foul.
They're not going to tell us because they're not accountable for anything. Nobody's
And
accountable
that's
for anything.
that's what I'm saying. The issue here is that they need to be, because we're here and we're talking about it 5 minutes after the game is finished. And now I've got the TV on here. I don't know what they're saying about it here. I've just interviewed Ollie Watkins, but what was the issue? What was the issue?
I honestly couldn't give a fuck what they say, because it doesn't matter what anybody on the sideline says. The bottom line is that fucking referee came and ruined the whole fucking occasion for everybody from the start. He nullified the fucking crowds with his stupid fucking decisions. And from the word go, it was always going to be about him. And the last word came from him when he disallowed a goal when there was nothing to fucking disallow. And whoever is on VAR should be fucking sacked as well. Why, in that stage of a game, is that not what we brought VAR in for? I'm sorry, the last fucking decision of a game, if that took 2 minutes to look at the fucking thing. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment for UEFA. They know what they fucking are. They're useless at absolutely everything they do. And if they don't want the shit teams in the fucking, or their perceived shit teams, small clubs in the fucking competition, scrap the Champions League and just put champions through, because the whole thing is a fucking farce and a money-making fucking scheme. And they're taking money off people in the stadium for that. I'm sorry, I'm fucking raging. I'm absolutely disgusted. And I knew from the start, I knew from fucking 2 minutes in, I messaged you, this fucker is going to ruin the game. Tielemans couldn't put in a fucking tackle. He booked Bailey for questioning something, yet Locatelli was in his fucking face for every decision and nothing. No giving out to him, no nothing, explaining everything just because he has a captain's armband on. The whole thing is a fucking farce from the top down. And no matter where you go in world football now, there's nothing but fucking shit referees ruining an occasion on everybody else.
Did something happen in the stadium, guys?
What?
Did something happen in the stadium? I could be misreading a message now I got, but I have to get a message there saying maybe there wasn't. Don't rush to panic, anybody. There was a message sent to me by somebody who was at the game that I know has had quite a lot on board, and they won't mind me saying that because they've been on a flight since 5 to 6 this morning. But maybe they might have mistyped the message there. So
whoever he is, thanks for that. My wife and child are sitting in that fucking ground now. So thanks for that.
I mean, like, was there were there fans fighting or something like that? You know, not that anything massive went on, but no, it's like I can barely make out the message that I'm after again. Anyway, back to the game. Look, this game is just going to be, everything's going to be wrapped up in a bow with regards to what happened in the last 4 seconds of that game. You know, and that's bad form. It really
that's
is.
The sad part. That's the sad part, because why it wasn't a class performance, it was a damn sight better than what we've been watching over the last few weeks. But what we've watched by the outside involvement here, there's something fucking stinking about it, and I'm not fucking happy. I'm not one bit happy. From the word go, I wasn't happy with the handling of the referee. He's an absolute disgrace. If number one, who in UEFA gives that fucking idiot a FIFA badge? Who gives him a badge or a UEFA badge? It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. We are paying these players upwards of, like, Mbappe's probably on $500,000 a fucking week. And yet we produce these referees that haven't a fucking clue what's going on the pitch. Not a fucking clue what's going on the pitch. They've never kicked the ball in their life. They have absolutely no idea what's going on. Embarrassing is not the word. He booked Pau Torres for a challenge and then didn't book the other fella for the challenge on Watkins, which was exactly the same. Exactly the same. So
I thought he did book him. He booked Kalulu for that tackle.
No, the first one didn't.
All right, yeah. The one on the edge of the area, he booked him for.
Yeah, the one in the centre circle when Watkins kicked the ball away from him, he never booked him. I don't know. I've absolutely no idea what I'm watching anymore. They've just ruined. Like I keep saying it, 41 years we're waiting to be in this fucking competition, and that's what was awaiting us when we got there. Fucking idiots like him put out on a fucking pitch, probably paid hundreds of thousands to fucking do it. The Spanish referees are the highest paid referees in the world, and that's what we get. I'm sorry, I'm not fucking having it anymore. I'm not fucking having it anymore. Like, what? At what point is there a fucking rebellion here? At what point do we demand that there's fucking an investigation into nearly everything that fucking happens? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And we're having trouble screaming. Twitter's just blowing up. Is that what that's telling me? Are you getting that
What
message?
was happening?
Well?
No, I got no message. What message was I supposed to?
We're having trouble streaming to X brackets Twitter. This may be an issue at Twitter's end. Please
no,
try.
nothing showing up for me. I can see the stream health here is fine. I still have it. You're live on Twitter. Yeah, there's 551 people still there. It's difficult, as I say, it's difficult to park the referee in this one because that's what the conversation is going to be all about. You know, but I thought Aston Villa played better tonight.
Me too.
You know,
yeah.
I thought they controlled the game for the majority of it. Kamara is just we look so much better when we've got Kamara in there. So much better.
Nigel, you're already listening to the channel, so why are you here?
Oh, I'm getting it as
like,
well.
What else is there to talk about tonight? Seriously, what else is there to talk about tonight? Did you come in to announce your departure? You're not in the pub now. You don't have to fucking watch this. You don't have to say you're going goodbye. But look, get out of it.
I'm getting we're having trouble streaming to X as well. We're having trouble streaming to X. With regards to the actual play that we saw on the field, Villa played a lot better tonight. Today, I think, you know, defensively we were very sound. Didn't like that Emi Martinez save was absolutely cracking. You know, on the line was absolutely cracking. The back four I thought was really, really good. The midfield four I thought were very good as well. Like we talk about Morgan Rogers as an aside, I'm talking about as a unit and how they set up and with regards to, you know, how they moved around the field as a unit. But we can talk about individually as performance wise in a moment. But you know, the yellow card I thought hindered Yuri Tielemans early on. I thought Kamara was absolutely excellent. I thought Dini got up and down really, really well. I thought he was very, very positive. Leon Bailey I thought was much better. Look, I know we'll probably talk, or I've seen people mention it there about the petulance, the free kick. Look, it was petulance, the free kick, he puts it over the bar. I thought he's playing his play from open play I thought was much, much better. He got to the end line, he gets the ball in, and McGinn gets on the end of it. There was a cracking block there from Locatelli after it's gone past the goalkeeper. Villa made a lot of chances, a lot of running in this game tonight, and you know, Villa should be really proud of their performance. Look, it wasn't one for the ages. It was parts of it were very ding dong and boring, but Villa made a lot of the running tonight, and I think Unai Emery would be really, really happy with how they performed as a unit, albeit that we couldn't get the ball in the back of net, and then when we did, it was ruled off. But what do you make of that, Paddy? Did you see many more positive performances, I suppose, or positive lights in that game than what we've seen in games previously?
I thought as a collective we're better. I thought Morgan Rogers was a little bit off it. I think he probably needs a break at this stage. I thought Bailey a little bit better, but I'm not even going to go into that free kick situation because I don't think that's on him. I think that's on a set piece coach that's out at the edge of the area for every set piece. So why is he not dictating who takes that set piece? I'm not going to go into that now because I'm still fucking raging at that Spanish referee. So everything else is clouded right now because I'm so bloody annoyed.
Yeah, but surely you know who played well, Paddy.
I just said to you, as a collective, I thought we played well, and I said that Bailey played better than he has been.
Oh yeah.
Rogers, I thought was poor. I think he has a whole lot more to offer, but he just looks like a guy who's out on his feet. Probably could have done without that international call up, but that's just me. But I don't know who or what we do to change that situation up. If we've got to give him or step him down or give him a break or whatever. But you know, I didn't think you could fault anyone else. I thought Matty Cash had a decent game tonight. What did you think, Neil?
I thought he didn't have much to do. There was, in the first half, I thought I actually put up on Twitter. I thought he was fine. Yeah, tonight, Matty Cash. Fucking shite actually. That Matty Cash, he's absolutely useless, isn't he? No, I thought he was fine. Like as I say, didn't have much to do. Oh no, they're showing the goal again, and there's absolutely no way that's a foul. But I thought there was a couple of parts in the first half whereby when Conceição had it on the right hand side, and on their right hand side, our left hand side, he was attacking Digne, and I was worried because Cash had to come in tight because where Coop Miners was running through, and it meant Bailey had to come back. And I made note of it. It was 5 instances like that, and on all 5 occasions, Leon Bailey never looked behind him once, and Yildiz was just standing there, and then for a finish there, Yildiz there, and Savone was coming up behind him as well, and they definitely spotted that we were coming in on the right back position. Leon Bailey was being kind of left in staggered out from Matty Cash, and they started to push people up, and I was like, this could become an issue. This could become an issue, you know, if all it takes is one ball to get back there, and these guys have a run on at the back post. In the second half, it did happen actually for Emi Martinez's save, Morgan, but it was Morgan Rogers that was at the back post. Now that was from a set piece, all right, but they did notice that we were. They did notice that we were we were kind of leaving that back post bare throughout the course of the game in open play and at set pieces as well, but it didn't come to bite us at all. I saw that comment that you popped up there about Mata hugging the fourth official. Don't think that was after the goal. I think that was actually when Mata was giving out to the fourth official at one stage previous to the goal, and he had his arms all around him, and I was like, "What's he doing? Putting his arms on the fourth official?" And he was giving out to him, and then he just gave him a hug out of nowhere. They were showing him on TV. I think that was before the goal, but it was a weird situation. But I'm not sure that what that was actually directly after the goal. But if it was, I'm open to correction. But like, you know, it's look, yeah, it's a game that Aston Villa, in the minds of most fans, will have won 1-0, but has been ruled out incredulously. I think is it's fair to say. You mentioned there about Morgan Rogers and the fact that he was somebody that probably should have come off. Look, as I say, he ended up putting the ball in the back of the net, but I thought that was one of his poor games. You know, you mentioned about maybe the international game coming too early for him, or not coming too early for him, but going on the international game didn't give him an actual a break, and that he needed that break. He looked tired. He looked a bit tired today. You know, playing off the left, he's coming into the middle of midfield. Today was one of those highlight games where you look at it and you say he needs to let the ball go a second earlier or half a second earlier. Like, there was only one other person on the team that held onto the ball moving forward more than Morgan Rogers did, and that was Diego Carlos's absolutely hilarious run up through the middle of the midfield. And then he stops on the edge of the box and was like, I don't know what to do here. He literally had no idea what to do, and he tries to play it out to Bailey, but it goes out for I think it went out for a throw in, but that was some break from him. I actually, you know, he showed a clean pair of heels to everybody going past him. It would have been great if he could move that off. But Morgan Rogers' distribution, I think, is something that needs to be there probably needs to be mentioned, because it's not been great the last couple of games, and it's something that he had been doing well at the start of the season. Now he's not doing it well, and it affects how our front three play, because as I said to you, we haven't got the front three to play together properly for the whole lot of the season so far, and that's worrying.
Yeah, and it's still the case. We mentioned that we needed the three of them playing all together. It didn't come. We're still a little bit disjointed. Bailey was a little bit better, but I'm not giving him a pass either. He wasn't the Bailey that we had for last season for sure. And obviously we've mentioned Morgan Rogers, and look, he's a young man. I think he needs a rest. And look, we've a manager more than capable of switching things up to do that. Just can't get my head around what's happened at the end. But let it not all be lost on that. We battled hard. We got stuck in. I thought Tielemans lived on the edge. but still made some brilliant tackles as well. That save from Emi Martinez, absolutely unbelievable. When you go back and look at the cartoon image or whatever you call it, the when the goal line technology kicked in, it must have been a centimetre off being over the line. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
So look, he's the world's number one. He kept us in it. Less than a split second later, and that's 1-0 anyway, and we were chasing the game. But it's just hard to look past what that referee got up to throughout the game. It's embarrassing to say the least. I'm trying to calm down here. I'm trying to look at it logically, but there's no logic in what happened at the end, because there's no question in my mind that we have been absolutely screwed over.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to read some of the comments there. A couple of people saying, "Why isn't he gone to the monitor and all that?" Yeah. Where is it? Where else is it there? There was another comment there I wanted to highlight, but I can't find it, unfortunately. Dan H, I was looking for your comment earlier on. You mentioned something about Dina as well, and I think this is probably an abbreviated version of it. But Dina had the toughest job tonight with the Conceição fella, and he bossed it again. Absolutely, I think Luca Dean was absolutely brilliant tonight. You know, he put in solid performances week in, week out, and the fact that he was there and I was able to quell him, who was their real outlet tonight, I thought was a real positive as well. And look, Luca Dean is fast becoming a mainstay within the team. Did you put up that comment there, Paddy?
I did, yeah. That came later. They just mentioned, obviously, in the comments there after the game on the commentary, that the motto "hug the fourth official and grinned" when the goal was disallowed. That does not surprise me whatsoever.
If it was the same one that was on TV, I noticed that prior to the goal going in. But look, as I said, I don't know what one it was or what the guys are. If they've showed it again, I wasn't obviously watching. I was reading comments, so that could be the case.
Yeah.
That could be the case. We saw. I'm actually trying to figure out. I can't remember when Jaden Philogene came on. He came on, but he didn't. He didn't.
David is asking there. Did he blow for the foul before the ball went in? If he blew for the foul before the ball went in,
that's what I was asking. Yeah.
Free out, and the free out is given, but he's standing there. He's standing there doing nothing for a long period of time, so he mustn't have blown the whistle. So at which point, I'm sorry, if he's not asked to look at that, there is something fucking rotten at UEFA, and they have a lot of questions to answer about what happened tonight.
Well, someone in the comments will maybe tell us this, but what, like, if the referee blows for it and gives the free out and the ball goes into the back of the net, VR can't get involved. So are we kind of beginning to piece it together here that if he does blow, VAR can't get involved, and then maybe he did blow and we all thought he was pointing to the centre circle, but he was actually pointing for a free out. That was my initial piece I said at the start, because if that's the case, and this, well, forgive me for calling this, if this bell end knows what he's fucking doing, and we know he doesn't know what he's doing because he's fucking stupid throughout the whole game, he should be blowing his whistle to tell Villa to stop celebrating and get them back on the pitch, because that's the procedure. That's true. Yeah. What was the weight? Was the weight because
double or triple blowing your whistle to tell people, I've blowed the whistle, I've given the free out, go fuck yourselves, it's a free out. But no, TNT Sports had 1-0 up on the screen, so it was obviously being checked and then chalked off. And as usual, with UEFA, they decided not to tell the TV companies what they were doing, or not put the feed into the TV companies, because TNT Sports didn't know that there was the goal was being disallowed before the referee disallowed it.
It was look, it's as I say, without knowing what's been said afterwards or seeing or reading anything on Twitter, like in the moment, everybody in the stadium thought that goal was given, including the Juventus players. It was only when Di Gregorio gets up off the floor, the intimation looked like it was given that it was a free out. The referee turns and points backwards. Whether he's given a free out or pointing to the centre circle, I don't know. But yeah, either way, look, it's a sour taste. It's a sour taste because it's not a foul on the goalkeeper. I don't think in any shape or form it's a foul on the goalkeeper.
I don't believe there's
and
any way he got time to blow the whistle between the foul and the ball hitting the back
and the
of the net.
ball going in the back of the net. I don't think so either. No.
So for me, there's something rotten about it. Didn't like it from the start. I have absolutely no faith in us getting a fair deal out of this. I've said to you many times over the years, I don't watch Champions League football. That is case in point why I don't watch Champions League football. I've skin in the game now. All I ever wanted was to see Villa in the Champions League, and if that's what we're getting, sorry.
Bladnator, all this bad language is making the Bladnator's mother blush. There's quite a lot of it today. I actually did change the title saying definitely 18 plus on YouTube and on Twitter. After just as the intro credits were coming on, I went, yeah, we're probably going to need the 18 plus if I get in a roll or if Paddy gets in a roll on this one, I think. So I did change it. So and we do have the explicit signal on the podcast as well, and I think it's needed today. Yeah. Dan H says his celebration was subdued. He thought he blew for a foul live. I saw him point backwards, but I thought he was pointing to the centre circle.
Me too.
So I don't know.
I waited a second. I saw the ball hit the net.
They're talking about it here now, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I can't hear it, so I could just see them giving the goal, and then the referee shaking his head and blowing the whistle.
Soy said his wife never heard Paddy swear so much. Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Soy. I have to let it go. I've had one motherfucker of a week, and that's just topped it off. And you know, when you're waiting on Villa, it's usually the football that fucking mugs you off and ruins your night. Tonight it wasn't the football. It was the fucking idiot that they paid thousands upon thousands of euro to stand there and blow a whistle. And he fucking got it wrong on several occasions, not just the last one. Neil, I don't know if you can hear that. Can you? Can you hear what the great man is saying?
No.
Crawford I can't. Is watching it there. He says he's watching Emery here.
No, I've recorded it, so I can see him here all right, but I haven't got it recorded. Yeah. I've got it recorded, but I haven't got the volume on it. Otherwise, it'll come through in the microphone. Yeah, listen, look, we could sit here and we're just going to be going back over and over and over and over all ground. And as I say, Bladnetter's mother is going to be blushing even more. I'd say my own mother is blushing at my intro to this. But look, I suppose, we could talk until the day changes here, but it ain't going to change anything. Aston Villa 0, Juventus 0. We still get a point out of it. We're 9th in the Champions League table. You know, we should probably be joint second or somewhere up along there on 12 points, but we aren't. And no one's going to turn around and change it for us. We can have our views on it. We can think about it. We can give out about it. That's just the way it's going to be. I think myself a much improved performance from Aston Villa today. I think Boubacar Kamara has made this team more resolute at the back, and I think his distribution was absolutely fantastic today. Morgan Rogers, somebody I think that needs to kind of recalibrate, I suppose, within this team and this setup. And I think the manager won't drop him. Obviously, you're going to allow somebody like that play their way out of form or into form. But it's just worth noting, I suppose, that of the attacking three, he was somebody that we had great high hopes for, and he has all the talent in the world, and I'm sure it's going to come good again. But tonight wasn't really his night. And the back four, I think, played really well. So something that I cast doubts about prior to it, the fact that they haven't really played together. So I think all in all being said, Unai Emery would be happy with the way the team played. Disappointed with the disallowed goal at the end. I don't know what he said, whether he accepted it, but man of the match, Rob Henry, I would give man of the match to.
There's only one for me.
Digne.
Boubacar Kamara for me.
Yeah, I was going to say Kamara. I knew you were going to say Kamara when you said there was only one, so I said Digne after I gave him a big talking up. But yeah, listen, look.
I'll leave it on this, Neil. First of all, thank you to Paul O'Neill, who was
thanks, Paul.
A member for 12 months. As my warm ball has become a member as well. Just a little perspective. We have probably played much better than we have over the last 5, 6, 7 games. we've got a point off Juventus. This is, you know, the Juventus that I grew up watching winning European Cups. We've played them, not going to say off the park, but we looked much better than they did. We've come a long way, and it's great. It's great to be able to blame UEFA for not getting 3 points tonight and not a shit performance. And I'm sure Unai Emery is really happy with the performance, and I'm sure there will be a letter gone to UEFA tomorrow from our communications department asking them what the fuck is going on here. We were robbed. We were robbed not only with the last decision of the game, the stupid decisions and stupid yellow cards early on sapped the energy out of the stadium. You could feel the energy draining out of the stadium, but we're still in it. We're still way up there, and we've probably done enough to qualify for the next phase, bearing in mind the games that we've got left. Our toughest games are over. We should get 4 points, which will absolutely guarantee us qualification for the next round out of the games that are left. And I, for one, are immensely proud that my team were robbed by UEFA tonight. Despite all that, we'll move on and let whoever wants to fight the fight in Villa Park fight the fight, and hopefully they do that for us. And that's all we want from them, is to speak up, because so many times our manager, you know, he's a very humble guy and he never blames the referee. There comes a time where you have to say, hang on a minute, what the hell is going on here? And I hope today of all days they do that, and they do that for us, and they come out and tell us that they've done that for us. And yeah, look, it's ahead. I'm having a shit week. We both had a shit week. We both had 2 funerals in our families. So there's a lot more important things. I've probably lost the plot a little bit tonight, and I make no apologies for that, because the referee lost the plot of the pitch. And when somebody is paying 100 quid to go in and watch that, they deserve better. They deserve better from the fucking failed footballer in the middle of the pitch. They deserve better from UEFA, and they got better from Aston Villa. The players on the pitch did us proud, and well done.
Yeah, absolutely. As Paddy said, yeah, been a tough week for both of us, but sure, look, as I say, the life goes on, and this is kind of a bit of a recalibration again, as they say, you know. But we've got Chelsea at the weekend, 12 o'clock game. I've got some good news. I'm christening my young fella. Finally, almost nearly after 2 years, I got to be christening him at the weekend. Literally forgot to do it. So that'll tell you how busy my life has been. We realised, wait a minute, we never actually christened the young fella. And so that's happening at the weekend. And then that's on Saturday, and then we've got Chelsea on and no, I won't be live streaming that. Or we can do a post-christening tantrum if you want. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But you know the way Irish christenings go with pints of Guinness and stuff like that. But we'll have a Chelsea preview prior to that, potentially. Actually, we may not. Maybe I might jump on tomorrow and we'll take a look at it, because I won't be able to do one on Friday. And then obviously we've got Chelsea at 12 o'clock or in and around midday. I can't remember what time it is. 12, half one on Sunday. So we will be back with you guys at that, and we will have lowered the decibel levels, and definitely we will have lowered the censor button. Where's my censor button? I know I have a censor button on this yoke, but I don't that, but where is it? Work. That was working there. Can you guys hear it? Should have had it anyway. If it isn't working, I'll try and get it working in the coming days and weeks. Try and get this soundboard back on. Anyway, I'm messing here, and it's 10:30. What am I doing? Look, Villa didn't win today. We got a point. We're still trucking along in the Champions League, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Stay safe, stay healthy, everyone. And all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.